This is the Huntington Tri-State Time Machine, brought to you by Realty Exchange, the top-performing real estate company in the Huntington, West Virginia Tri-State Area. Each week, your host, W.G. Bunch, and his guests share memories and stories about the past, the present, and the future of the Huntington Tri-State Area. That's Huntington, West Virginia, Ashland, Kentucky, and the Chesapeake and Proctorville, Ohio areas. If you used to live here or you currently live here, you're going to catch yourself saying out loud, "Wow, I remember that." Now, here's WG.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome to the Huntington Tri-State Time Machine. Here we are, and there you are. It's another episode. It's an exciting episode. Thank you so much for being here. I am in I'm in a beautiful Oreo right now with...
Lucky you.
I know. with Vanessa Hankins. Vanessa, say hello.
Hey, guys.
And I have got the Huntington City Council Chair, Holly Smith Mount, scared to death about what's...
I am. I'm really nervous.
I
am really nervous,
do
but
great.
I think it's this massive microphone. It's close proximity to
It's a
my
lot.
face.
You'll be fine.
But I'm a talker, so
Hey,
I'm a talker.
That's perfect for the
Yeah.
show. we love that. So, all right, Vanessa, tell us a little bit about our sponsor.
Our sponsor is Realty Exchange, the top-selling real estate company in the Huntington Tri-State Area, serving West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky, and Florida. Find us on the internet at realtyex.com.
All right, and special shout out to our podcast company, Circle 270 Media. Circle 270 Media. You're thinking about doing a podcast, or you're doing a podcast, nobody's listening. Maybe you should contact Circle 270 Media. They can help you out. You can find them on the internet. Just Google them. They're cool. All right, here's what we're doing today. We are doing a list of... Well, first, let me start this. Holly, I'm an idiot. What do you do?
Well, I am the Huntington City Council chairperson. I represent District 6 as well, but I am a registered nurse by trade, actually. I have been a nurse for almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
I've done a little bit of everything. My specialty when I worked at the bedside was pediatric intensive care, and I was an air and ground transport nurse. So I have flown very sick children in helicopters.
I was
very
going to say,
tiny airplanes.
I heard that you did some helicopter
yeah,
nursing.
I had a fireproof flight suit, flame retardant.
You're such
Didn't
a
cover my
badass.
head.
Such a badass.
Didn't cover my head, and the arms zipped off. And I was like, what about my arms and my head?
You don't need those.
You know that scene from Dumb and Dumber where he's like, what if they would have shot me in the face? And they're like, that's a risk we were willing to take. I feel like that was the flight suit theory.
Yeah, when I was told that, I was super impressed. I was like, God, she's such a badass.
I didn't do that for very long. I did travel nursing before it was cool, before they paid
like they do
millions
now.
of dollars like they are right now. I lived in California.
God,
Yeah.
I feel like a total dum-dum.
I will
Same.
share. This might get cut out, but my husband will be thrilled that I would even try to get this on the air. I got fingerprinted after Snoop Dogg.
What?
Yes. Pause for...
What do you mean?
So, and this is the punchline, right? This was the early 2000s. I was a West Virginia resident traveling in California for nursing. My next assignment was in Ohio. West Virginia was still on ink fingerprints. California being so advanced, they were on digital. Ohio didn't know what they were doing, so I had to go to a private FBI agent to get my fingerprints done in ink. And this guy's rolling. He was probably 7 foot tall, massive dude. Had little Shih Tzus running around his office. And he's like crunching my fingers, rolling them. And he's like, I just got done fingerprinting Snoop Dogg. And I was like, whoa.
Hold
I mean,
on.
I didn't see Snoop Dogg. He could have been lying. He had no reason to lie to a girl from West Virginia about Snoop Dogg.
Right.
But I was like, well, do you have any?
But could you smell him lingering in the room?
No,
that would be
he
the
said
tell.
he went to his house, and I did live in Long Beach, which is right. I was down the road from
Long Beach.
LBC, right?
Right.
So
Look at LBC.
LBC.
Look at her dropping.
I was so cool. The traffic horrendous. I did not fit in, but I looked at this guy and I said, I bet Snoop wasn't getting his Ohio nursing license, was he?
I'm
he
the
was
cool
like,
person
no,
here.
ma'am, he was not. He was definitely not. So, oh gosh, if that story makes the cut, I'm gonna make my husband listen to it. I'm gonna say now my Snoop Dogg story is forever archived.
Yes. I love it.
Circle 270 Media, cut out the Snoop Dogg story.
Don't cut it out. Don't cut it out.
Okay.
The people need to know.
Well, all right, we'll discuss. We'll discuss.
Next
price.
Yes, I'm a
council
nurse.
meeting.
I am a nurse.
We'll discuss price later of how much it's going to cost to keep
I'm
it
gonna
in.
get sued by Snoop Dogg for claiming.
Yes, exactly. So, wow, that's pretty awesome.
Ooh.
That is really cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. Well, thank you for everything you're doing for the
Hey,
area.
you're welcome.
You know, we're psyched, and that's what we're talking about today. A lot of people, you know, we've covered a lot of remember the good old days and that kind of thing and stuff. What we're talking about today, we've got 3 different personalities, people who have obviously lived in different areas, people that have been here and have seen the area from start to finish. We came up with our own lists of what are the 3 best things about living in the area. What are the 3 things we like most about living in the area? We do not know what's on each other's lists.
Nope.
Could be
Right,
anything.
right.
Let me tell you this one thing. You can't say the people. If one or both.
That was going to be so original.
You just really blown me out of the water. That was
You know,
my winging it.
I'm going to be up for re-election soon. You're really
if one of y'all were going to say the people, well, that's you.
I was hoping for the people and then maybe like
Yeah.
a montage of music, like harp. I'm envisioning a harp.
What?
Harp, yeah.
That's like people that are dead. That's like in the Academy Awards in memoriam. It's Soupy Sales. Here's Collis P. Huntington. No.
No harp.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
No harp, no
So all right.
people.
Hold on, because did y'all have people on your list? To be honest.
I did. It was going to be my number 1. I wanted a drum roll.
All right.
She said she's up for re-election.
I'm up for
Come on.
re-election in a couple years.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 5-second break, and I'm going to let them add something else, and we'll be right back.
Think, Woody. Think. Oh!
Thinking time is over.
All right, and we're back, and
Sweating.
it's only been about it's been about
I smell,
five
for
seconds
sure.
for you all. It's been 45 minutes. The ladies are like,
We're decisive.
We panicked.
don't take this the wrong way. It's not that they can't find something else they like. It's like they had so many other choices. They were like, well, now I don't know if it's this or this or this. So I don't want it to come off.
There really
in a
is
negative way.
so many options.
Yes.
This was
There are.
hard.
There are.
This
Yes.
was hard.
So, all right, what we're going to do is we've got 3 choices, and we're going to start with our number 3 and then go to number 1. We'll go 3, 3, 3, and then 2, 2, 2, and 1, 1, 1. Hold on, let me dig out the Casey Kasem real quick. And now at number 3, here we have Vanessa Hankins with that's not even that's a terrible Casey Kasem.
I was going to say, you're going to be really scratchy here in like 2 seconds if
Casey
you keep
Kasem
that
with
up.
bronchitis.
That was a terrible Casey Kasem. All right, Vanessa, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is proximity. Where we are, we can get to so many cool places at the drop of a hat. Like you can plan a weekend trip from here, like so easily.
And yeah, that's true. That's a very
So
good
easily,
point.
not be trapped in the car with the kids whining, the husband
I
talking
would
about
never
your
say
driving.
that. I love my children.
Well, you and I differ a little bit, Holly.
It's so funny. Yeah, we are not quote unquote out in the middle of nowhere.
We're not, but we still have the simplicity of
But you can
the
be in the
country
middle of no-
setting.
yeah.
You could be in the middle of nowhere in 15 minutes if you go to the right place,
Or if you,
or less,
Or by accident.
or by accident, very easily.
yeah, have you ever seen Wrong Turn?
I have. Have you heard the rumor that was filmed in was based out of West Virginia?
It is. It was based in. It says when the movie opens, it says in the backwoods of Greenbrier County. I'm like, in the backwoods of Greenbrier County is the
Greenbrier? Of all
Greenbrier
places?
Resort. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So not a rumor. The movie says that. I guess I missed that, but
Yeah.
weird.
It's a terrifying movie.
Yeah,
It really is.
Yeah. And the other thing I hate, just real quick, I don't want to get.
No, it's all right.
No rabbit holes. No rabbit holes.
I like rabbit holes, but okay.
Deliverance is not in West
Amen.
Virginia.
A to the men.
It's
Goodness.
in Georgia.
So
People
Yes.
people are like, West Virginia.
For the
Well, I'm
record,
not
WG
from
hates
Georgia.
me. I'm from Georgia. Thank you.
Why? No, I'm just saying. No,
I'm just saying the way you said that.
No, it's just because I meet people.
it's really, really hot there.
It is very
really
hot there.
hot.
But when I meet people and they're like, "Oh, West Virginia, like Deliverance,"
People
I'm like,
do think
No,
that, yeah.
it's Georgia. Wrong turn. though. I hear
It is a
Hatfield
great
McCoys.
movie.
Now, my dad taught West Virginia history for almost 40 years. I rode Castini Grill Road with strep throat because we were going on that train. So help me God.
Yes.
We were going on
Yes.
that train.
Okay.
Everywhere in West Virginia, I have been.
Okay.
That's also
Cool.
a cult following in West Virginia.
Yes, yes. All right, so proximity. I like that.
Proximity.
I like that. All right, Holly, what's your number
Okay,
three?
so I bleed green. I'm going to say Marshall. The proximity to Marshall being in a D1 college town.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good
Amazing.
one.
I don't think, we live right in town. My parents live next door to us, which is lovely, 95% of the time. They'll hear this. I'm going to get written out of the will now. We're a mile. We can pop the clutch and be at the stadium.
gonna
For
say, I
you
would love to
youngsters out
walk.
there, a
Yeah.
clutch is a thing that used to be on cars.
and it's
when
al-
you had to shift
and
gears.
it's also a fantastic purse.
It is a dazzling purse.
a dazzling
purse. Very good, WG.
I take it to all my galas.
You should, as you should. So I think Marshall, we go to all the things. We were at softball the other day for the Alabama game. We were.
You really are everywhere.
Somebody
we
was
go
playing
everywhere.
today.
Virginia Tech. I know. I'm here instead of there.
Well,
She likes
That's
us.
okay.
we won. I don't know. I'm just.
The game started at 3:30.
Yeah, we.
Maybe.
The basketball games, the
Yeah.
soccer games, the football games. The events that they put on, and I went to Marshall, so did my husband.
Yep.
So I would say that Marshall is my number 3.
That's a good
Cool.
one.
That is good.
And wild because it never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Even though it is such
Okay,
a prevalent
little bit of pressure
thing
off.
in my mind.
A little bit of pressure.
And
off.
I think, and we've done so many episodes, and I know I've said it in the past. When I was here in the '80s at Huntington High, we were a different town, and Marshall was here.
Yes.
And now, it's a friendly debate of are we a college town or not? I mean, it's some people say yes, some people say no, but
I think it depends on their version of what a college town is.
right.
Because we have that sense of community more than and it goes in like waves too. Like I feel like we were a party town there for a little bit, but not
There are-
concern.
All right, my number 3. I love the Four Seasons. I love them. My favorite song is "Who Loves You, Pretty Mama." How many people saw that joke coming down the track? How many?
His facial expression right now that
know
he's mortified that we're looking at him the way we are.
I've been practicing that one because I know my friends were like, as soon as I said I love the Four Seasons, I know my friends are going to go, he's going to start singing, Sherry, baby. No, I really do love I know. No, but I do. I love the Four Seasons because I'm not a big fan of ice storms, but
yeah, those have been fun.
Sure.
but it's people forget we had a white Christmas this past Christmas.
Yes.
It wasn't huge, but it's still
It is nice.
it's cool
Yeah.
it's cool to have snow coming from the sky.
Yeah.
On Christmas Day,
It's nice that the odds are that will happen.
and you can't beat the autumns.
Yes.
I mean, damn,
They really are
Yeah,
beautiful
you
here.
can't.
I mean, so living in Houston, you have 2 seasons. You have hot and damn hot.
Yeah.
And hot and humid. And, and there's so many of those, and then, you have up north and they're like, oh, in the summers, we get up to the 70s. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so I like the fact that we still have, even though they've morphed a little bit.
They're a little crazy.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of wind lately.
Yep.
We have.
That's true. One thing I like about our seasons is you never know what you're gonna get.
That is so factual.
Yeah, I mean,
It
it really is a judge.
That's a good one. I'm impressed. You gave this so much more thought than me. I'm going to be the loser on these things.
Yeah, because it's something where it's like, if I get people make fun of it. I like landing at the airport and getting off and going down and I'm in the air
Weather?
yeah, where it's like in the summer it's warm and in the winter it's cold, and it just brings me back home to here you are. And sometimes it's positive and negative, but I love the whole fact that we have different weather and it changes. So that's my number 3 is Four Seasons. So all right, we're gonna work up to number two, Vanessa.
Okay. Pressure here. You guys put so much thought into this. I just
We
thought
planned ahead.
I thought I would wing it and get by with it, and I'm clearly not. Since you took people away, I'm going to go with just, and this kind of goes with people, so I hate to use it, but like the sense of community that we have here with all the things that I'm included in. And I know you're the same way. Like, we have a problem with saying no to people.
Yeah.
So we end up on all of the boards and doing all of the things. And there is never a room that I walk in and I don't feel like I am surrounded by like-minded people who want the best for our community. So I think that is that community aspect, that communal. Everybody wants us to thrive. We want to come back from that stereotype that not only the whole state of West Virginia has, but what we got from the heroin documentary and the plague that hit us a few years back. So I think the sense of community that we have here, it still feels like we're kind of Mayberry, even though we're not.
We know how to rally.
We're resilient.
We are so resilient.
Huntingtonians are resilient.
Yeah.
If anything, we are tough.
And,
Mess with us.
Absolutely.
Do not come for Huntingtonians.
and another true story is the last year I was in Houston was not voted. Somehow they earned the title of fattest city in the country. And then I moved to Huntington.
I was going to say, and then we
see what I did there.
And we immediately became the fattest city in the country. And I was like, damn. I was like, holy hell.
You brought it with you.
Yeah, exactly. With a home, and that's when Jamie Oliver came and all this stuff. And talk about, and then I'm not kidding. I noticed restaurants putting better options on the menus and stuff. I mean, like the local places and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, we don't want this title, and you know, that year that we got like the nation's best small
America's best community.
Yes.
Yeah.
7 years ago.
Yes.
7 years ago.
Yeah, the team with my boy Joe Murphy that went in and kicked some butt and whatnot.
He really did.
I mean, that's a great example. I like that, Vanessa. I'd agree with that. So, all right,
I
Holly.
want to go a little further. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Just because this was I was having a conversation with my 10-year-old. Like, what's your favorite things in Huntington? And that's kind of what she brought up. She brought up, and I love that, and I'm sure you share this, our kids being able to see us like involved in the community the way we are lets them perceive Huntington a lot different than a lot of other kids.
Yeah.
And I kind of have that insight being at Safety Town and hearing, because kids are so truthful and they tell all the things when parents aren't around. So the things that they say to me, and then like watching my daughter as opposed to my son 20 years ago when I was raising him, when I wasn't involved in the community, watching these great people. You mentioned Joe Murphy, and this was kind of what like came to my head because he does a lot of prevention work too.
Yeah.
The people that come from our state, but make sure that they come back.
Yeah.
To pull the rest of us along the way. Like it goes with that sense of community. I just love that. I love it, and I love that our youth are seeing that.
Yep. I agree. Holly, what's your number 2?
So mine is kind of it was a little bit of a combination of your two, and I was going to say a super nerdy word. I'm going to use the word geography. Ooh. Because I love the weather for sure. I love 4 seasons. I'm that girl that when it's hot, I'm like, I wish it would snow a foot. And when it's snowing a foot, I wish it was 80. I like all the seasons, but also the proximity to things. And I love that I can drive to as many places that are maybe bigger metro areas. We go to Cincinnati. I'm from up towards Pittsburgh, so we go there. But you also can get to an airport and get anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's really...
You'll have a layover, but that's it. Just one.
And just the fact that we are in the state of wild and wonderful West Virginia. You know, I mentioned this. My dad, I was raised in West Virginia, Tyler County, which is like 3 hours north of here. Came here for college in 1999, and we went everywhere in West Virginia. We knew the history. We knew how we became a state and all the things. And I love West Virginia, and I love that I can leave my driveway in Huntington and be at the New River Gorge in 2 hours, which is a national park.
Well, that's exactly what we were talking
about.
All these
things that we have right in our own backyard that I don't even feel the need to go to an airport for because it's just an amazing place to live. So, we took our family vacation to Fayetteville last year because my husband's also an RN, and we had already lost one whole vacation to the pandemic.
Absolutely.
A whole set of plane tickets, a reservation. It was just a nightmare. And I said, the next vacation, which we all needed for the mental health, I was like, we're not getting on a plane. We're going to go somewhere outdoors. That way it has very low odds of being
unwind
canceled.
And unplug.
In West Virginia and Huntington, like you look at Heritage Farm, what a hidden gem. What a gem of a place.
Yes.
that is so adventurous, and people can come here and see how beautiful this state is, because we do get a bad rap.
We really
We
do.
get all the jokes.
Yes.
It's annoying at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get ragey a little when that happens.
I do too. I get a little stabby.
Yeah.
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 a little
stabby.
little defensive, but
I get, only I can call my dog ugly. Like, we all
Right.
know we have our problems, but I
Right.
don't need you calling my dog ugly.
But
Absolutely.
but it is pretty cool to like have a Marshall T-shirt on or something, and you're
Right.
like at an airport in
Yeah.
San Antonio,
You
and
hear
s-
"Go
and-
Herd."
and
And go
people run up to you and go, "Are you from Huntington?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Are you? If you're a cop, you got to tell me now."
By law.
Yeah, I'm like, "Are you FBI?"
No entrapment.
I worked with a girl from Kansas City, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you went to Marshall? The movie We Are Marshall is my favorite movie ever." And I was like, "Wow,
Yes.
my friends are in it." I had something going on that
Right.
day. I couldn't get in the extras scene, but I have friends in that movie.
See, I'm so obnoxious. People do that and they go, "I love We Are Marshall." I'm like, "I've never heard of it."
That is you.
They're like, "What? Do you live in Huntington?" Yeah. And they're
Like, you're sure
They made a
that's
movie?
about my town?
What?
Yeah, they're like, "Have you seen?" I'm like, "I don't know what that is."
Wrong Marshall. Wrong.
They're like, huh? Anyway, okay. My number 2 is very, very broad, and I think 90% of the people, no matter where they live, would answer this same answer wherever they live, and it's a recurring theme on the show: food.
Ooh, we do. We have
Look,
good food.
I mean, we have the best. There's a reason why our restaurants have been around so long.
Yes.
I mean, there's always. Whenever I travel, and it's great, people take. They take me out to eat, and they go, "This is the newest, coolest."
Ooh, take me to the oldest
Yeah,
place.
So that's probably the longest wait.
Yeah, and it's great, and I love trying new food and stuff. But I know that place isn't going to be open in 3 years.
Right.
But
Probably has the word fusion in its title.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's it's like, do we have to sit next to the waterfall? I'm dying here. And then I have so many great friends that have come to visit me here, and once I take them out to eat, they will constantly ask about, send me something from. I mean, whether it's Stewart's or Jim's or what, and they just, they always, when they come back, they have to go to these places, and it's everyone. We're in a college town, and the servers are kind of learning how to be servers. So
Yeah, for sure.
and they're great. I mean, they're Every once in a while, you'll get a little jerky, but most of the time, they're.
Then we have to be a little stabby, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I think just overall, the food, we've got a great range, and I know most people wherever they live would go, well, we've got better food too. Everybody has their own cuisine, but we just I love our options here food wise. So
Yeah. We
that's
didn't get to be
too.
the fattest city by having bad food.
Right.
I mean,
That's true.
true.
Hand in hand.
That's true.
Yeah, it
Might want to cut that.
yeah, it's all it's all about portions.
testament.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. So, all right. So now, the top of the charts, number 1. Vanessa, what's your number 1?
So this one I really thought on. This one I came prepared for.
Okay.
I had my number 1. I love the history of Huntington. This place has the richest
good.
history, and I'm obsessed with it. And I could talk about it all day long. I take my daughter to all of the things when we do the cemetery walks.
Oh my gosh.
They're
Isn't that the best?
They're so fascinating to learn about these people who founded our town, and like how that the town was up there on the hill, and then like suddenly it became like it's
the
just
Civil
so
War
fascinating.
battles and-
yeah, and
yes.
like Westmoreland, that's where I live. The fact that like my road that I live on, my street, Magazine Avenue, was named because there was a bullet factory there that kept exploding. So they moved it to South Point because they wanted our town to be nice and didn't want to keep exploding it.
Sorry, Ohio.
So cool.
Huntington was a suburb of Guyandotte.
Yep.
So
Super like we just have so much the history here is like phenomenal, and I know we talk
really
about
is.
Brandon's family a lot, but like I've learned so much from his grandfather that is just like beyond me, because they grew up on the trains too. They helped to
yeah.
get the railroad to go through Cass, and it's so cool how we got to where we are today and where we're going.
Good call. Good
All
call.
right.
Holly, what's your number one?
I'm going to be hip for a minute. Speak to the
Hip.
I'm
Look
going to be
out.
hip.
You're pretty hip.
I'm not. That I no longer have. No, that I do have. I now experience FOMO, fear of missing out. I remember my daughter's going to be 11 in a couple weeks, and I remember before we had her, when my husband and I were young newlyweds, it seemed like we had to leave town to find anything
Yes.
to do. There weren't the festivals
hard
that
to
we
leave.
experience now. There weren't. It's just become so vibrant, and now, you know, it's my biggest problem, but also my favorite problem, and my number one favorite thing about the city is that I have a fear of missing out because there's so much going on that I have to really think about what we're going to do,
When we
where we're
have
going to
time to go to
go,
town.
and we
Yeah.
we try to fit it all in. We really do. We'll go to one thing for a little while. I'm like, oh, we got to leave because this other fun thing's going on, and we don't want to say we missed it.
Right.
But that also, you know, to speak to, kind of embodies the food, the beverage,
Yeah.
the activities, the festivals. My husband has a dream that he wants to go to every single festival that the city holds in 1 year.
Cool. That's a cool
He
idea.
should
Is
just
it-
he should
is
just
it
hang out with my
cool?
husband because
Maybe, okay.
that's really ambitious.
Let's get them
Yeah.
together, because I can do a festival, but if it's hot out, I'm like, my hair gets frizzy.
Yeah.
The best festival is the beer festival, the
Yeah.
wine festival.
So like we had
yeah.
the problem with Rails and L's that like it fell every year when we go out of town for my husband's birthday because that's tradition. His whole family,
Yeah.
they have always gone to the beach on his birthday. That's always where he's celebrated. And I'm like, but we need to stay home. Like, and
I had a friend who deigned to get married on that day, and I was like, this might be the end of the road for a friendship.
Yeah,
I'm
that
sorry.
might be done.
I'm sorry. It comes but once a year.
Right.
You might get married again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's good.
So-
Okay.
That's a good one.
FOMO. I like that.
Yeah.
Look at you.
FOMO.
And you were nervous.
See, kid?
You're so
Yeah.
good at this.
Rolling with it. All right. My number one thing I like about the area is the people.
Oh, I knew it.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I almost
he's
called you a
saying
bad
that.
I'm
word.
not
knew it.
kidding. I'm kidding. No, actually, the number one thing I love about this area is, and it's not self promotion, but number one thing I like about this area is the housing market. Quick question:
I misled that one.
what do you think the average? This is
That was right there in your career choices, wasn't it?
for the entire country. What do you think the average selling price for a single family home is?
Oh, I know it's high because I have friends who have serious lust.
And this is small
To be
town,
here.
big town, everywhere in the country. What do you think it is?
I don't know. I'm so bad at this.
Yeah, I was going to say I have no clue. That's a Brandon question.
400 grand. I don't know.
What do you say?
I'm thinking between 350 and 400.
$390. Oh, nicely
Look at
done.
you.
Oh, very
Wow.
Go you.
What do you think the average selling price for a house in the Huntington area is?
Half that. 175.
That's what I was going to say. I'm thinking 175
If
to
I get it right, he's
250
going to hire me on the
depending.
spot.
185 from the Huntington Board of Realtors.
How about that?
So when I'm showing property to people that are moving in,
Mm-hmm.
here's I don't know how many times I've heard this
Getting so
phrase.
much
Like,
more house
are
here.
Do you have any idea how much this house would cost
Yes.
where we live? And,
That's why we were able to afford
Yeah.
our house.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, well, then buy two.
Buy two. Move your family here.
I like money.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, how about a gift for your realtor?
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
know, but they're like, and a lot of times what they'll do is before they get here and they're kind of looking online or whatever, they'll say, well, you know, our price range is, you know, they're basing it off of where they're moving.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
they'll say like, we can go up to 600.
You don't need to.
Well, I mean, okay,
You can, but-
yeah,
Yeah.
but they're used to a $600,000 house, and then they get here and they look at the $600,000 houses and they go, "This is too much."
we don't need
Yeah.
a stable.
Yeah,
Right.
they're like, we don't need 9 acres.
We don't need farm hands.
Yeah, they're like, what? You know what? And they're like, we just want a nice house in a subdivision. I'm like, well,
Okay.
let's.
Oh.
And then I'll
Again, buy two.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take them somewhere, and they're like, "How much are these?" I'm like, "This one's $410." And
Do
this
they ask
one's-
you what's wrong with it?
Yeah,
Like,
they-
I was
what's,
gonna
is
say,
the foundation crumbling? What's wrong?
What's wrong with the neighborhood? And I was like, it's too nice. The people are too good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but But yeah, so the housing market and overall just the cost of living.
Cost of living is
I mean,
amazing.
yeah,
It is.
You can go on Google and they've got cost of living calculators everywhere where you can put in your city and put in Huntington, West Virginia, and put in a couple variables, and it'll say, now of course the income is not is high,
Right.
but as far as what you get for your money, it's just crazy. I this was back. I guess early '90s when Gumby's was open, and I brought a buddy of mine.
I was 5.
Okay.
Ouch.
You were the bartender. No, you were the bar back.
Yeah, that was me on my mom's hip.
Yeah, but I brought this friend of mine, Jeff, home with me for the holidays one time because he couldn't get back to Boston where his family lived, and we went to Gumby's, and he came back and he said, I'm going to go get some beers, and he came back and he had 4 pitchers, like full pitchers of beer in his hand, and I was like, what are you doing? He goes, do you have any idea how much this pitcher is? I was like, no. He's $3.
So cheap.
Yeah.
He was like, why would I not buy a whole pitcher? I was like, because I'm not drinking too. He was like, well,
I will.
We'll find somebody.
Someone will make friends.
He was like,
That is the best way to make friends.
Yeah,
I mean, there was a place that had quarter pitchers once a week when I was in college. Not to date myself, it was called the End Zone, across from the End Zone,
Oh,
right?
yes.
And I remember telling my dad about this place, and this was when they still lived in Tyler County at the time. He said, Jesus, that's almost worth the 3-hour drive down. I'm like, yeah.
He's contemplating.
It kind of is. He's like,
Am I
maybe
staying with you for
maybe
the
we
night?
play poker in Huntington on
yeah,
Friday.
absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Like, it's not the best beer you'll ever drink,
But it's beer.
but it gets the job done.
yeah,
Yeah.
someone else has already drank it. Just so you know.
The tap hasn't been cleaned.
It's
in a
what they
year.
call recycled.
It's
But
okay.
so yeah, so housing market is my number one.
Yes.
So that one's great because how many people do you know that leave here? Like, oh, I just got to get away.
I'm like, good for you.
But they can't wait
Enjoy
to come
Florida.
back. They can't wait to get back. Like, it's always a problem trying to get back.
We
So-
have friends who visit us from Canada. Now, they haven't been down here in a couple of years because of pandemic-related stuff, but we go up there. They come down here.
Canadians
they come
are the
down and they're
nicest.
like, "Oh, I like Canada a lot.
Yeah.
I love going up there. It's a little cold, but they come down. They're like, your house was how much?
Yeah.
Because in Canada, it's just
Oh, yeah.
off
Wow.
the charts.
That's a great. That's a terrible
Were you Irish?
impression.
So Canada's a
That's a
different
great
country.
price, eh?
Canada's a different country from Ireland.
Yeah, I know.
Aren't you? You're in real estate.
I
right?
know. I throw a dart at the dartboard, and sometimes I hit it.
I do that. My
don't.
husband gives me all kinds of heck about my accents. I'm horrible at it. Everything ends up coming out.
Irish people are allowed to live in Canada too, eh? So, all right, hold on just a second because we're gonna play a quick game. All right, we're gonna play a game. Here we go, ladies.
I hate the games. You know that. I always feel dumb.
Why do you say that? You always say
Because I
you
always
hate-
do terrible.
I'm excited for now.
There's no way you can do terrible. All right.
Okay.
This is your call. There's no right or wrong answer.
You
okay.
say that every time.
That's because that's how the game works. All right, ready? And if this is your first episode, you're going to go, what? That has nothing to do with anything. All right,
That's how
so
it works.
here it is. Ready? We'll start with Vanessa. Vanessa, Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise?
Ooh, Hanks. Cruise is crazy.
Agree.
Holly, Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise?
Tom Hanks.
Okay.
I like the old reliable.
All right.
Funny. I
don't-
want the sense of humor.
Yeah.
You like Tom Hanks
For sure.
because of the sense of humor.
Yeah.
Sense of humor is so overrated.
Agreed.
Shut up.
Says the guy who's doing a podcast.
Shut up. Okay. All right. Ready? Next, we'll start with Holly this time. Holly, Cincinnati or Columbus?
Cincinnati.
Ooh.
Hands down.
Cincy. Yep.
Okay. Circle 270 Media, based out of Columbus, is going.
We still love you.
Yeah, no, they're going. Oh,
In all fairness.
we mysteriously misplaced that episode.
That clip
Oh, no.
disappeared.
Okay. All right. Start with Vanessa this time. Vanessa, now think about it. Your favorite season?
Fall.
Of course.
I'm a Scorpio. I love October. Fall.
Okay. All right. Holly.
I gotta say fall too.
Okay.
It's so basic.
It really
It's
is.
so basic.
I don't like pumpkin spice, for the record.
Now, do you think you would you like fall as much if you didn't live here? Because some places don't even have autumn.
I think fall for me is just because when it gets really, really hot in the end of July and August, I'm just done.
Yeah.
And when it starts cooling off is when I turn back
I
into
come
the
alive.
princess from the beast.
Yes.
Like I'm Fiona the princess, not Fiona the ogre any longer.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good answer. Good answer. All right, take your time. Whose turn is it to go first now?
Holly's.
No.
I thought
Oh
I was
yeah.
not.
Oh man.
All right, Holly. Ready?
You're totally throwing me under the bus.
Queen or the Rolling Stones?
Queen.
Well, at least you took some time to think about it.
I thought you were gonna say queen or king. I was trying to figure out what was gonna
Where
come
is
after
he
queen.
going?
I was
Where
like,
is he going?
Queen.
No, Queen.
Elizabeth?
Queen or the Rolling
Queen
Stones?
Margaret?
Okay.
Queen.
All right, Vanessa.
Stressing out. I'm going with Queen too.
Okay.
Is
Y'all are-
this
y'all are-
the real life?
You two-
Listen, Guitar Hero, like learning those.
You two are just like two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. Think about it. Think out loud. We want to hear your favorite ice cream flavor.
Oh, now see, I'm so original.
Oh my God! If you say vanilla, I'm going to kick you out of here. Is that what you're going to say? Oh my God!
Can I go with my second favorite?
No,
so you
go
don't
ahead.
throw me out.
No. Go. Is that what it is?
Yeah. I'm so basic. I don't like a lot. Look, remember when we tasted the donuts? Like I'm not adventurous.
Okay. So
Not with food.
Are you going to say vanilla?
I actually
too?
don't like ice cream.
See, I'm lactose intolerant, so like I really don't eat
don't
any.
like
How about
it.
yogurt?
I mean,
I like sherbet.
What do you,
It's
okay.
okay.
All right. Let me rewind.
Haagen-Dazs makes a nice mango sorbet.
Let me start. Let me
Mango.
go. Forget about the ice cream. Vanessa, your favorite dessert? Doesn't matter from a certain restaurant or just.
Okay, so this is like the funniest thing in the world, and I'm so sad that it was taken away, and I'm sure it's somewhere. So if anybody knows where this is, tell me. I need to find it. Long John Silver's has these little $1 like lava cakes, and they took them away, and they were fantastic. I would go through the drive-thru.
That is your favorite dessert.
Oh my God, it's the best.
They have
like,
those at Domino's.
Are they the same?
A
I don't
packaged
know.
chocolate cake from a fast food
Listen,
seafood restaurant is your favorite
It's
dessert.
so weird. I know it's so weird, but I am
And
telling
in the
you.
middle's like a chocolate goo.
So it has like the perfect chocolate icing drizzled, like it's just the
Perfect
portion.
cake to icing ratio.
It's the
I get
perfect
it.
portion. It is perfectly baked. It's wonderful. It's almost like bread instead of cake with the. It's the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. I know.
I don't. But they don't have it anymore.
No, they quit carrying it.
Oh.
They're so like.
Let's start a campaign.
What-
I
would've been
and the
nice-
drive-through lady the day that I found out really had like a
Were you
heart to
tweeting
heart.
at them?
I was so mad. I
tweeting
didn't tweet.
profanities?
I'm not good at the tweets, but like
At
we.
LJS.
Yeah, we had like we went round and round, and I'm like, so what supplier do you use? And she's like, ma'am, I don't know. And I was like, are you sure? Like
Schwann's.
they come to your back door. Like, let me know.
Schwann man.
Share it with me.
Yeah.
I'm so distraught. Aldi's has a close runner. Like, I mean,
Aldi would.
Aldi has like a
Aldi
close
totally would.
runner up, but it's a big one. And like, then I just feel like a fat ass for buying that by myself. But the little single portion from Long John,
Yeah.
that was great.
That's
I didn't feel guilty for that.
At the end of a bad day, you're just in front of the huge one
Get out of
going.
fork and just start eating it out of the box.
How did I get here?
Oh, I know how I got.
All right,
there.
All
Holly.
right, mine. Okay, my mom makes these for me. Usually for my birthday. She didn't this year. Thanks a lot, Mom.
Mom.
God, you both are getting really downer.
Cream to mint brownies. Okay, so it's a brownie. Mm-hmm. But it's got a layer of like a minty icing with a little bit of green food coloring in there, so it fools your eyes a little bit to thinking
Okay.
it's actually minty. It's cream to mint
Right.
is the liqueur flavoring, and then a layer of chocolate. Oh, my mouth's watering now. They're just
sounds
so good.
That sounds
they're
good.
so stinking good, and she keeps them in the freezer, so they're really cold and minty.
Invite me over
I
when
know.
Mom makes it next
Yes.
time.
I took them to work last year, and this year one of my coworkers was like, "Where the hell are the brownies, Halls?" where I was like, "Oh well, she didn't
Mom
make 'em
doesn't like me this
I guess
year.
This year I've
Ah, jeez.
fallen down the ranks."
Oh, so you both like
Brownies was going to be like a runner-up for me.
Your favorite desserts are the ones that you don't get anymore.
It's because you like
Absence
long for them.
makes the heart grow fonder.
Yes.
All right, the correct answers are
Do not say Tom Cruise.
I've got to go Tom Hanks. I mean,
Good.
I mean,
Because he's a crazy
but
man.
damn, that Maverick. Boy, that Maverick.
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't sat down to watch it yet. Is
But
it good?
Tom Hanks is my boy. I mean,
He's good.
he's fantastic. Cincinnati or Columbus? I know. I'm going to say a tie because our podcast company's in Columbus, and I have a lot of friends in Cincinnati. Let's see here. Favorite season is going to be, I guess I got to go autumn. Best ice cream flavor is going to be birthday cake.
From where? Whose is the best?
Like Baskin Robbins.
Like that. Well, it's a birthday cake flavor. That Marble Stone Creamery place.
Okay.
Oh, it's
That's your favorite?
Okay.
I mean, it's something, but it's something where it's like the first 2 or 3 bites are heaven, and then like when you get to bite 4, you're struggling.
Teeth hurt.
Right.
I'm like, oh, but I must finish it.
Need some insulin.
Oh, gotta go. It's like, it's a personal thing now.
See, my daughter's favorite is birthday cake, but she only loves it from Austin's. She says no one else tastes the
Yeah.
same.
No.
So
It's not ice cream.
And the Rolling Stones over Queen. Sorry. If
I mean,
It's
I
okay.
don't dislike the Rolling Stones.
everybody likes Queen because of that movie, and it was.
I liked them before
I've actually
that.
never seen the movie.
For the record.
it was-
I like them because of Wayne's World. Bohemian Rhapsody.
because of the car
When did
scene.
our generation
Yeah.
get introduced to Queen? I was born in the 80s.
I'm a Rolling Stones guy. I mean, I'm not really a Rolling Stones guy. I like. I love. I don't love. I like Queen, but I love the Stones.
See, I like them both,
Yeah.
but I would prefer Queen over
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rolling Stones.
neither one of them are as good as Kiss. But anyway, that's a different story. Everybody knows that. I don't have a Rolling Stones tattoo on me. All right, Holly, thank you so much for being here. Did you have a good
My
time?
pleasure. I did.
See, you're nervous for nothing.
I was nervous.
See?
I brought 8 pages of notes.
really do have all the notes.
Let me. Is there something going on around town that you want to talk about?
There's so many things. This kind of ties into the FOMO. I mean, there are certainly, of course, as an elected official, I hear all kinds of feedback. But I think it's important to focus on the fact that we are resilient.
Absolutely.
We are a city of solutions. We are a city of strong community. And we have so many things, reclaimed old factory sites.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mentioned earlier, I'm from the northern part of the state. My mom is actually from Pittsburgh. There's a lot of similarities
Mm-hmm.
between, along these Rust Belt cities. Industry
I have heard
moved
that, yeah.
out. Now what are we going to do with all these abandoned factories? Well, we're going to use them. You all have down in your side of town.
Yes, Hadco just bought up the property
Yeah,
to
and
do
the
I think
Dunkin'
a brewery.
Box.
Yep.
Dunkin' Box, which I've been in that property.
Have you?
It's
I'm dying to go inside.
It's just, you can see the charm and the potential of that entire space.
Went to Sweet Hog
Coalfield,
Sweeney.
the West Edge factory.
Yeah, I'm on 2 boards there,
Yeah.
and that place amazes me.
We have solar
every
panels.
time.
We took the solar panel plunge.
I got an appointment today for it.
I am like,
We have Solar Hauler
Solar
in
Hauler.
Huntington, West Virginia.
you know how there's people that do CrossFit
Uh-huh.
only talk about CrossFit?
Right.
Once you go
I am
solar,
like that with my solar panels. 100%. If you mention solar panels, I'm going to tell you everything about my solar panels.
They should be a
Apologies to
sponsor,
the
just saying.
CrossFitters out there. I couldn't do it.
I'm not
Good
sorry.
for you. Stop talking
They're
about
a
it.
cult.
I do cross stitch.
Cross stitch,
which is
good.
a little less strenuous.
Yeah, there you go.
But
A little harder on the eyes.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, there are so many things, so many amazing things going on. The baseball field going in, the development that's going on at the old factories. We're getting a children's museum.
Yes.
I mean, how
It's
amazing
fantastic.
is that?
Yeah.
There are almost too many numerous things to name, but we got all that money from the ARPA fund, right?
Right, yeah.
$40.6 million.
That's great.
What? That's never going to happen again.
Right.
That's
Right.
never going to happen
It's
again.
never gonna happen again.
So a lot of that money is being put into things like broadband, infrastructure stuff that we absolutely need.
Mm-hmm.
The mayor was kind enough to designate each city council person got $100,000 to give out to approved projects.
Cool.
Sweet talk your council people.
Nice.
Well, I think that ship has sailed. There's a time limit on the spending of the money. You can't
Right.
sit on it.
Right.
So it's got to be gone, spent,
And I've
used.
heard a lot of wonderful things that are coming from it.
Very much. And what's really great about our current council is how diverse they are, how we all think differently. Sometimes that can cause,
I think
discussions.
it works for your people.
It does
right
work
now.
because it's varying viewpoints. How boring and ineffective would it be if everyone felt the same way?
Right.
Absolutely.
That's what makes Huntington. Another thing that makes us special is how diverse we are and
We
how
really are.
hard we work together.
Everybody thinking the same way. You're in a science fiction
Yeah,
movie.
that's not real life at all.
Right.
That's boring.
Yeah.
That's what's the like the perfect little towns like on Edward Scissorhands. You know how the little Pleasantville
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
little boxes.
Right. You look down the street
Yeah.
and
You
every.
You say little
Tacky.
boxes, and I think weeds.
Weeds. I just rewatched it.
yeah.
So, folks gave money to development, to nonprofits. My money actually went to Harmony House, the health department. The A.D. Lewis got a van. A bunch of us chipped in on that to
Cool.
get them
Yeah.
a new
That's
van.
great.
That was a
And they
big
needed it. Maria
Wow.
really needed that.
That was a big community effort.
Wow.
The boy, one of our local Boy Scouts did an Eagle project. He planted trees. Great kid, wonderful family. What a great project.
So no money to build a Long John Silver's
And
To
get
bring back the
the
cakes.
chocolate cakes.
and have the lava cakes.
Such a
Swing and a
bummer.
miss. I'm sorry.
So selfish.
If anybody knows
Sorry.
where that supplier comes from, they still have
You're about
make
to
this.
find out how far your reach is right now because Vanessa's going to get home one of these nights and there's going to be like her mailbox will be full of
I
chocolate
hope.
cake.
Oh God.
I dream that happens. That
Open your
or
door and it's like,
super donuts. I'll take those two,
Yeah.
just so everyone knows.
Yeah, if a fan sends you lava cakes,
I don't know. That might be a red flag.
let one of the kids try them
Might be a little
first.
scared.
Feed
Yeah,
it to the
so-
dog. No,
Husband's
No,
Not the
don't
dog.
do that. Yeah, not
No,
good.
don't feed
I,
the dog.
I love
I know.
my pupper.
I know. Yeah, you don't give it the chocolate lava cake.
No.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much for being here.
My
You've been
pleasure.
a pleasure, Vanessa. Now, I think we're going to do something on social media. What?
We are. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I'm glad you remembered.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're gonna run our first contest. Is this the first contest?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Wasn't first since I've been here. First altogether.
Correct.
Okay. When we release this episode, so as you're listening, go find us on Facebook. And are we doing this on Instagram too, or just Facebook?
Just Facebook, because that's kind of the community where everybody seems to interact, and
Okay.
it's the Huntington Tri-State Time Machine Facebook page.
So find us on Facebook, like and share the post. But when you share the post, let us know your favorite thing about Huntington. And if you're not from Huntington, let us know your favorite thing about the show, why you're listening. And then at the next recording, we are going to, at random, do a drawing for a $50 gift card for Backyard Pizza.
Correct.
And if you've never ate
Yum.
there, you're missing out because
Great
Drew's
pizza,
people.
great beer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drew's
Great
people
atmosphere.
knock it out of the park every
gosh.
time.
Yeah.
Every time.
So do that. Get on the Facebook page and like, comment, share, and during the next show, which will be in about a week, that's when we'll do the random drawing. Doesn't matter your answer. I'll tell you what, has to be positive. If your comment is something like
Be constructive.
it all sucks.
Yeah, don't be a negative Nancy.
Yeah, exactly. You're not.
Be a positive Pam.
There you go. There you go. So, all right, yeah. So check that out, and we'll do that random drawing. Thanks so much for listening. Check out all the other episodes, and Vanessa finishes up.
We are out of here.
Thanks for listening to the Huntington Tri-State Time Machine, brought to you by Realty Exchange, the top performing real estate company in the Huntington, West Virginia Tri-State Area. If you have a memory you would want WG to talk more about, just send him an email at memories@htstimemachine.com or post a comment on the Time Machine Facebook group page. Did you like this episode? Be sure to share it with friends and family. You can find a link in the show notes that you can use to share it. And be sure to let Realty Exchange know that you like the podcast as well. Their contact information can be found in this episode's show notes.